Hello, welcome back to Amazon Seller Brand Stories. I'm one of your hosts, Sean Hart. My co-host Seth Stevens is here with me, and today we're going to introduce you to Mr. Rand Alexander and his amazing brand, All Publishing. Seth.
Yeah, guys, super excited to bring another Amazon seller brand story. Today, we're going to be digging into what makes Rand's brand and his story so unique. And really, Rand, I know we've talked about it before, but you do have a lot of care and compassion for your customers, and it really shines through when I've talked to you. So, really excited to dig into this. So, Rand, first off, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you kind of got started building this brand on Amazon?
Yeah, great. Thanks. Really pleased to be here. Thanks for inviting me. Excuse me. Well, all publishing kind of came out of excuse me, one picture. I took a picture of my son Weston and my dog Champ sitting on the stairs, and I was looking at it. And then I think a week or so, I don't get much lazy time. I was downtime watching some YouTube, and I saw something about low content books on Amazon. And I'm a creative guy, always spinning in my head. And so I thought, wouldn't that be cool? My Dog Champ and coloring books. I can't tell you exactly how it unfolded, but I wanted to do something for kids and brands. And I thought that was really cool to have something that young little kids could kind of gravitate towards. So the Awe brand was from a previous Amazon selling company that I still offer, Alexander Welco. And so I just put Alexander Welco Edutainment and Awe. It's kind of fun. I believe branding was huge. So I created something that looked very like Disney or Warner Brothers or something that people could identify with. And then I come up with all of the ideas, but I utilize things to bring in freelancers. And I had my son illustrated, I had my dog illustrated, I had this woman do some really great Disney style illustrations. And it was a little bit of sales, what's going to sell, but I just thought, what are the kids going to like? And so I put these out, and I had my little 3.5-year-old son look at it. Whatever he liked stayed in the book. If he didn't like it, it was out.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me, Rand. That's how I started my very first coin collection. My oldest daughter, who's 25 now, she was in diapers crawling around, and I was doing some horse trading with this coin dealer. And he says, "No, you really need to get these silver coins and these gold coins." And he opens up his portfolio, and I was like, they all look the same to me. And I was marking up my product like 4 times, so it really didn't matter. And he goes, "Well, which ones do you want?" And I said, "Come here." And my daughter crawled over there and started grabbing them. I was like, "That's the ones we want."
That's it. I remember years ago, I guess some guy was doing a video construction. He had his little boys. I remember hearing about this. And while he was editing, if they were bored and looked away, he would cut it out. And once they were interested again, so I think that stuck with me.
Wow, if I did that on our webinars based on attentiveness, we would have blank screens the whole time because everyone's multitasking. And my wife literally just brought me a note and had me read it, and that's what I was looking down there. So she's like, "Here, what's going on?" So our whole intention here with our Amazon seller brand stories, Rand, is to get the grab the attention of our audience and spread the word about your amazing products and the story behind your brand. As we know, Amazon is a game changer. It lowers the barrier to entry for any entrepreneur to be able to have a physical product business online. And e-commerce is a tricky and kind of a finicky sort of way to sell products. So Amazon spreads or allows anybody to create that business, but we all know that there are huge conglomerates out there, massive brands who have huge advertising budgets who can go out there and offer low cost products to gain market share. And conversely, let's just call it what it is. There are a lot of unscrupulous type of foreign sellers who will send in shoddy products and kind of twist our arms to get reviews. So our goal is to take folks like you who have a legitimate brand and a great business and a good quality product and let the world know. So this is going out in audio format. We also do Amazon seller brand stories in video format for social media. So that's what our goal here is, to get folks to know you. So can you, in plain terms, Rand, explain your product and what it does and the benefit for the consumer in plain terms?
Yeah, great. Like it's been said before, explain it to me like I was a small child or a golden retriever. And having said that, uh, it's My Dog Champ coloring books, My Dog Champ activity workbooks. And the premise is around My Dog Champ. And at the start of it, it's my son, Weston, says, "Hi, my name's Weston. My dog Champ loves all kinds of activities and fun. Let's go." And so My Dog Champ goes to outer space. My Dog Champ is with the dinosaurs. My Dog Champ learns his ABCs. My Dog Champ learns to trace. These are all evergreen products that kids, as I like to jokingly say it, geez, they just keep making these kids every year. They keep coming up.
I
And
love
these
it.
kids are insatiable. They want to learn, they want to draw, they want to color. there's a bunch of the same stuff. It's robots, it's dinosaurs, it's construction stuff, it's
Don't forget
ABC.
superheroes.
There you go. And so I just really thought, there's a couple ways to go about it. What sells? How do I make a buck? That sort of thing. Or how do I use my passion and offer value, something that I think is going to be a great product that I can really lean into. And then you put it out there and you focus on the marketing, which is where I'm leaning on you guys to help it get out there. But if I put up a good quality product, I feel backed by passion and enthusiasm, I think that it's going to take care of itself and really sell. So that's what I do. I put out stuff that kids can like and want to buy more and more of those. And you have to kind of double sell it. Parents and grandparents go, this looks good. It looks like a brand. And then when you plop it in front of that kid, they're going to go, yeah, I like it. I'm going to mark it up.
That's great, Rand. I actually used to have a dog named Champ, so I'm gonna have to get some of these for my children. So that's a really amazing story. So Rand, I know you spent a lot of time into thinking about your product development, and really, it's probably been a fun experience with you and your child. And you brought your family's dog into it. So what does your business and your brand mean to your family and to you now?
Well, that's a great question. And because I do lean into it like that. And I think to myself, well, he's 3.5 now, he being Weston. And, we've had great animals before. And this kind of Champ can be evergreen in our lives for years to come. And then I think as Weston grows, he'll be 5, then he'll be 7, then he'll be 8. And then, God knows down the line, he'll be 18 and he'll be embarrassed. He'll bring some girl home and say, look at Weston when he was 3 years old. Don't share that. So I think the
Love it.
thing has legs and I just enjoy it. And I enjoy, again, bringing value. It sounds so cornball, but I feel like I'm bringing a good product with a good recognizable brand. And, you see it and it's something that parents and grandparents can go back to time and time again and know that there's going to be just a good quality product. And I don't see any end in sight. I'm now leaning into creating some animation that I'm going to be putting on YouTube. I've got some hands coloring in the stuff. So just the more eyeballs I can attract to my dog Champ, the better.
That's amazing. What a great story, and just the fundamental goodness of bringing a family business out to Amazon just gives everybody a feel good, reaction. So you said this business has legs. You just reminded me, like there's an old, we'll call him an acquaintance. We're not on a first name basis. We don't text because I don't text, but he lives right just north of you there in Malibu. His name is Peter Beeler, and he wrote a book. And I know I can tell you're old enough to remember the product called the Thigh Master that Suzanne Summers promoted.
Yeah.
So the book is literally titled "This Business Has Legs," and reading that book changed everything that I viewed about marketing. Especially physical products marketing. You should grab a copy. I have an autographed copy right over here on my shelf. But check that out. This business has legs. Which that was one of the actual turning points in my life when I started doing marketing to masses versus one-on-one sales. So before we talk about your location, which we already know, and your schooling and stuff, just out of curiosity, um, Rand, how long have you been with Post Purchase Pro now?
I want to say that I've been with Post Purchase Pro right around the year plus mark,
Okay.
and heard about it from our mutual friend Ben Cummings. Worked with him to get into Amazon, and a lot of these things we all kind of end up delving together. And I should say, I have a Seller Central thing with my Impossible bag that you guys are familiar with that sells. But also, I'm not afraid to pivot when I see other stuff. It doesn't mean necessarily I ditch something, but I think, well, this is a neat idea. I want to pursue this too. One of my heroes is Elon Musk, and I just every day I get up and if I'm tired or I'm overwhelmed, I think, man, you are doing this much next to that guy. So I become inspired, and I think I can do a little bit more.
Exactly, Elon Musk. That's amazing. So, yeah, one of the first mantras that I remember I love the book called The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino, and I loved it so much that I got tired of buying copies for 7.99. So I literally committed all 134 pages to memory, and I could recite it over and over. And one of the things that we talk about in that is the persistence. When you're feeling ill, double your labor. While most people are giving up at the prescribed time, you're going to work an extra hour or two and gain that insurmountable advantage. So I love what Elon Musk stands for. I'm actually coming to you through a Starlink satellite internet. So
Whoa.
I drank the Kool-Aid as well. So I know you're in SoCal, but tell folks where you're at in the world and the history, your business experience, and where you went to school.
Yeah, great question. Well, so I grew up in Santa Cruz, California,
I love
then
Santa
headed
Cruz.
to San Francisco, was there for many years, have a rent controlled apartment still to this day up there. If I told you how much I paid in rent, I'd have to kill you probably. And then found my way back down here to Los Angeles. I live in Echo Park, which is about 2 miles from downtown LA. I have a background in filmmaking. I'm a film director. I graduated from San Francisco State University. So I've just constantly and always been a creative person. For a few years, kind of in the mid 20 teens, if that's a term, I was a house flipper. I got my contractor's license. So, going back to that story that you said there of when you're just about to give up, I can't tell you, on TV, it looks sexy to replace the cabinets and do all this stuff, but there are many Saturday nights when it's dark and your friends are out and you're underneath some damn, deck screwing in something and you hurt yourself. I remember just being so exhausted and just about crying. And then I have like two halves of me. The other side says, "Oh, this is tough, friend." And then it just makes me laugh. I just say, come on, keep sticking through this thing. So yeah, we all have to persevere and just stick through there. But when you see the goal, I like creating things, as you can imagine, creating movies, creating houses, and now I'm creating books. And I'm just addicted to continuously creating great products that are out there in the world.
Now you're creating a podcast. So yeah,
There you go.
and going back to the book, just from memory, it is not given to me to know how many steps are necessary in order to reach my goal. Failure we may still encounter at the 1,000th step, but success hides behind the next bend in the road. And never will we know how close it lies unless we turn the corner. And as that is of no avail, we make another step and another, always getting closer to the goal, right? So it is about perseverance, and that's the scroll mark 3. I will persist until I succeed. Santa Cruz, man, skateboard capital of the world. I was actually just a couple months ago sitting where all the locals are hanging out at the beach. I call it a rock for some reason. They call it a beach, but they're all just chilling there. So my brother and I were on a Pacific Coast Highway journey, which is my favorite drive in this country. And this time we were southbound, so we had to stop at Santa Cruz in the Monterey Bay area. It's always a beautiful place. That's where you're from. I was a skateboard geek when I was a kid, so everything came from Santa Cruz. All the magazines, all the skateboard products, and maybe that was the birthplace of skateboarding. Is that true?
I don't know. I think it's got to be a toss up between either Santa Cruz or the kids down in Santa Monica. So somewhere Santa.
So there was a saint involved anyway, right?
Right.
There
So
you go.
we talked a little bit about your passion and experience, but Seth is chomping at the bit here to get to something. I can see it in his face.
Always. So, Rand, it seems like you love to create, but also you just love to create joy in other human beings. Otherwise, you wouldn't be creating products for children and bringing your whole family into it. So, when you go out there and look at other products in the marketplace that are doing a similar thing to what you guys are doing, what is it, in your own words, like what is it that makes yours special or stand out or different, Rand?
I would have to say probably just exactly that, the family aspect that I bring in. I made sure that all of my books had my dog Champ in there. And then at the front, it's my son Weston. Hi, my name's Weston, and this is my dog Champ. And I just feel like kids could connect with that. Hey, there's a kid that looks like me, that doesn't look like me. He's got a dog. He's there. Versus just maybe nothing against other books, but there's a brand, and then there's an Easter book, or there's a Christmas book, or a dinosaur book. Every single page on there has my dog Champ interacting. He's floating in space. He's running from a dinosaur. He's there while you're practicing your ABCs. So what I try to do is just tie it in that whatever kid is going to be doing these activity books or coloring books or otherwise, they're tied into my dog Champ. And if I may, because this was brought up earlier, I have a book that just came out that I'm really proud of. It's my dog Champ history learning book, and this one is about Martin Luther King. And I wanted to be upfront about it because there's some joy in there, but there's also some tragedy and just some earnestness in how we discuss things with young kids. And my son is a little biracial boy, and so not to get too heavy on here, but it was just something fun and joyful. So it goes over the Martin Luther King from being a boy through graduating college when he was 15 years old, and all of the other many aspects. But then there's my dog Champ on the other side of this. So it just ties in joy with explaining what some important history aspects are going on. So I try to bring joy and love, but honesty to the things. So I hope that wasn't too deep of a dive, but these are some of the things that I enjoy bringing forth.
This is your spotlight. This is all about you and your brand and your dog Champ, not to mention Martin Luther King. So a great ad in there. So basically, if I'm hearing you right, you're bringing the core benefits of using your product through All Publishing, Rand, is that you have good quality, wholesome, family-oriented entertainment that's timeless. Is that fair?
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself, and that's what I strive for.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a phenomenal job at that. And like I said, our goal with this podcast and these social media posts that we'll be creating here is to get that story out. We want the American consumer to know you. We want them to know your dog champ and understand what it is and how important that is in your family and your son, even when he is old enough to where we can embarrass him with these images. I know that you prepared a very special offer for the listeners of this podcast and for the video publishing. You care to elaborate on that? Tell us what the offer is and how we can get to it.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Well, what we try to do, again, continuously offer up value. And people that have gone to our site at awbookco.com, just put in your email. You can look around and most importantly, put in your email and you will immediately get a calendar day planner for children. And we send out stuff. We don't spam, but at least 2 to 4 times a month, you get advanced looks at things. You get offers for upcoming books, and we produce anywhere from 5 to 10 books a month. So people that join our club get freebies, get advanced looks at things, and it's always about just giving new stuff because those of us that have kids or have had small kids know you need continuous content for these kids to devour. So that's what we're all about.
I totally understand. I'm a family guy. I have 4 children of my own from 11 to 25. Seth has a couple. I just saw them 2 days ago when I was visiting in Indiana, and glad to know that we're not the only ones. So allbookco.com, and then you prepared. What is the offer? You're just going to send
The offer is, yep, sorry. So the offer is as soon as you enter your email there, you will get a calendar and a day planner immediately sent out to you. And then we have weekly or bi-weekly specials that we send out to you. We don't spam. We just send out freebies, offers, and advanced looks.
So I'm going to get a physical copy of a calendar and a planner from you.
A digital copy. You'll get a digital copy just like as soon as you hit send, it'll come plop right back into your email.
Got it. Remarkable. That's a very generous offer, Rand. So Seth?
Yeah, so Rand, what we're going to do is link everything that we just discussed there in the show notes for this podcast, and we'll put it in the everywhere where this is posted. So if you guys are viewing this video, then you'll be able to claim these amazing offers and check out My Dog Champ. I know that you guys have a big presence on Amazon as well, Rand. So love for people to go and check you guys out wherever they can find you.
Yeah, great. Just you go right into the Amazon search tool and just start with simple My Dog Champ, and all the others will pop up. But start your search there. You don't even have to remember any of the others, and a whole litany of My Dog Champ books will pop up.
It's beautiful.
Great. So this has been another episode of Amazon Seller Brand Stories. I'm your co-host, Sean Hart. That handsome gentleman is Seth Stevens, and the more handsome gentleman there is Rand Alexander. Hopefully we'll see you on a future podcast. If you like what you're hearing, you love the content, let us know by sending a comment, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you so much, Rand. I appreciate you and what you've done there with All Publishing. I can't wait to see how this works out for you, my friend.
Great. Thanks, fellas. It's been real special. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks, Rand.